Welcome to Beyond Broken Hungry. Juggling your career, relationships, nutrition, fitness, finance, try to pursue your dreams, and stay sane can be a bit of a struggle. With the help of expertise from a variety of wellness experts and tips and tricks from everyday people, this podcast is here to share it all to make this journey we call life just a little more balanced. I'm stumbling towards wellness right alongside you, and I'm so happy to have you come along this journey. With that in mind, let's jump into this week's episode of Beyond Broken Hungry. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond Broken Hungry. I'm your host, Dara Sweat. Let's catch up real quick. We are a little less than 2 weeks away from Graham's SummerSlam in-house competition, and I'm super excited because this is going to be my first competition post-knee surgery. Okay, so I'm both excited and nervous. A little bit of both, but one thing I love about Graham is they're always scaling, and I know that I won't be expected to do anything that I physically cannot do, but multiple workouts, 2 days in a row, that's going to be a lot on my body, and this heat ain't been no joke. So we're ready for it, though. We're excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love doing our in-house competitions because it's just a really good way for people who are new to CrossFit or are maybe interested in doing competitions, but a little bit nervous about being around, hundreds of people that they don't know. So this is just a really no pressure, fun way to really just kick up your skills that we do on a day-to-day basis at the gym, just on working out, but to really just put yourself to the test and really level up. So I'm super excited for it. If you didn't know, I submitted into Maxim's CoverGirl competition just for kicks and giggles, honestly. I really didn't think anything was going to happen with it, so I kind of kept it a little low-key. I've posted, a few times here and there. But somehow I ended up staying in the top 10. So this week is actually the last week of I guess the kind of bulk of the competition where they're kind of where you kind of advance the most. So basically I have to be in the top 5 to advance on to the preliminaries or whatever comes next. I feel like there's been 12 rounds of this thing. So we'll see how it goes. You can vote every day, and I'll be linking it every day until the 14th and just kind of see what happens. Because why not? I don't know. We'll just see. I have an official date for my CrossFit L1 certification exam. It's going to be the beginning of August, and I've been studying and working really hard to make sure I cross that shit. But Nikki told me that because I've been doing CrossFit for so long, and honestly, we're just held to a higher standard at Graham, that I should be fine. So my nerves might be for no reason, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not a very good test taker. So I just need all the good prayers and juju sent my way. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get into it. I've been talking lately about, my lifestyle changes that got me where I am today, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, etc. And I want to talk specifically about something that I know for a fact was the biggest weight holding me back, and I know can be for a lot of others as well. Dun, dun, dun. Alcohol. Stay with me. A huge thing that I hear, and I said myself at the beginning, is that alcohol is the hardest thing to give up, or I'm just not going to stop drinking. And to that I say, okay, who said you have to? No one said you have to stop drinking. No one said that you have to just go cold turkey. No one said that. Believe it or not, you can have a margarita and drink it too. It all comes down to, you guessed it, balance, right? Back in the day, drinking came with a destination in mind. Zero boundaries, zero mindfulness about how much I was consuming. So it was just drinks, shots, next, another club. I don't know if you know that noise, that noise on TikTok. I'm so old. That sound on TikTok. Anywho, nowadays, I still have drinks. You guys saw I went to a luau this past weekend for Doug's cousin's birthday, and I had 2 margaritas and half of a high noon, and I had cake, and it was so good, and a plate full of food, because it's just balance, and you can still enjoy alcohol in moderation and still have a good time. Friendly reminder, alcohol is not the reason you have fun. The people you surround yourself is. That's the reason. not the drinks that you're drinking. That just like adds to it, but it's not the reason you're having fun. The pros at Phorm do a really good job at explaining how to track alcohol in like a super scientific and macro way. So I shared the article on my website. You can check it out for the specifics if you're interested in really diving into like really what that means. But I'm just going to real talk and tell you, what I do about alcohol and kind of how I got to that point as outside of just like, okay, I'm just going to like not drink very fast or whatever. I track my macros. So it comes down to this. If you're tracking like me and you're going to get together with some friends and have some drinks and just like everything else, track it ahead of time. The whole point of doing this isn't to trap you. It's going to make you aware of how much you're consuming. You might not realize it, but alcohol has a ton of calories that are empty AF and have zero nutritional value. There is absolutely no benefit to drinking alcohol at all whatsoever. I'm sorry, period. Like, I'm not even going to be like, except when, no, period. There's not. There is no nutritional value to it at all. And the empty calories, like empty. It's not doing anything for you. But even if you're not tracking macros, you plate method or you keep tracking some way, intuitive, whatever works for you. Whatever you do, as long as it's getting you where you want to go, then do it. Like, you don't have to track your macros if that's not your thing. I do it off and on. But the name of the game is just awareness. Okay, are there some times that the 10 ounces of wine that I tracked on MyFitnessPal, or now I'm using the Phorm app, I'm getting acclimated with that. But is there times that like that amount of wine that I track is the farthest thing from accurate? Like how that 10 ounces turns into like 310 milliliters? I don't know. A whole bottle? Yes, of course that happens. It's called living your life. And we're allowed to overdo it sometimes, but you have to think about this. If your mindset is, oh, well, it's just the weekend and I'm just going to eat and drink whatever I want because it's the weekend. Okay, weekends are 30% of your year. So if you're doing that, if you're drinking and eating like an asshole every single weekend, you're already 10% over with that 80-20. And I'm not here to lecture you on that. I'm just here to bring some light to that. It's just about awareness. I'm not going to tell you that you only are allowed to drink 2 or 3 drinks when you go out. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to motivate you and to inspire you and to just bring awareness to your health and fitness journey. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a cocktail. I want something with fruit and an umbrella served to me. I don't want just tequila soda. I don't want that all the time. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood for a vodka soda. Sometimes I want a cocktail. I want something crafted. I want juice. I want to know that this is probably loaded with sugar, but I'm only going to have one of those. That's like my dessert, if you will. And then I'll go ahead and switch to, tequila soda or vodka soda. And I'm not going to lie, y'all, the more that I have kind of stepped away from that whole I'm going to drink and I have a destination in mind mindset, it's become easier to just enjoy a cocktail or enjoy a drink or two with friends and not go so overboard that like I'm stumbling out of the bar. Do I still have those nights from time to time? Sure. Those are fun. Sometimes the funnest nights are the ones you don't remember as well. But this is just like, if you're really serious about your goals, like you can't be doing that all of the time. It is okay to do it every once in a while, but like you can't be doing that all the time. And that's where I was for a while, and now where I'm at now, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. So that's just that. Just think of a game plan ahead of time. If you're going to go out and drink with your friends, ladies especially, just because I know that this was me, eat. For the love of the Lord, eat before you go out. Don't just, I just don't want to be bloated for the day. Like, I'm going to wear this cute little crop top and I just want to like get drunk faster. So I'm just not going to eat. You're dumb. Sorry. You're dumb. Don't do that. I was dumb when I would do that. Don't do that. Just be mindful of what you're drinking and how much you're consuming, because those empty calories are just going to slip right through if you're just not cautious about it. That doesn't mean that you can't go out and have a good time. If you think that what I'm saying right now means that I'm telling you that you can't have fun, then that's a whole nother issue. And maybe we'll dive into that with another podcast episode when I have a therapist come on here. But for now, just have that mindset. Just have that awareness when you're going out, and just know that there's no destination. There's no rush, Enjoy the wine if you're going to enjoy it. Have the cocktail if you want to have it. Do that. Just don't overindulge to the point where you're just completely throwing yourself off track, because that's where I was. So I'm going to leave you here with this. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Right? Keeping track of what you consume is challenging. But if you have goals and you keep falling into a cycle of, oh, it's just not working, maybe it's time to get over yourself. Maybe you do need to download one of those apps. Maybe you do need to make it a habit. Oh, but it's hard. Well, you know what? It is challenging. But if it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to change you. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you always have gotten. So maybe it's time to take that step. If alcohol is the one thing that's holding you back, it's going to be challenging to hold yourself accountable to limit those drinks or to consume a little bit slower or to be a little bit more mindful. If you keep an upbeat mindset about it and you keep it up, you'll see some major changes in your mental, physical, spiritual, and financial spaces. You really will. Might not happen after the first time you do it. But if you go out there and you're like, oh, I can only have 2 drinks because I'm trying to cut blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, that's a shitty way to look at it. That's going to make you feel shitty about it. But if you're like, you know what? I'm going out. I'm going to have a couple drinks with my girlfriends, not going to bother overindulging, or I'm going to have a cocktail or 2 with my husband or my boyfriend for date night or whatever. And I'm going to enjoy these cocktails and I'm just going to enjoy being with my people. That is a much better outlook than, yeah, I'm going out, but I can only have 2 drinks. Okay, well, if that's how you want to feel about it, then you're going to feel kind of shitty about it. Sorry, hate to break it to you. No one's going to make you feel better if that's your mindset. You gotta have that good mindset about it. So, challenge yourself. Make those challenges. I signed up for an 8-week transformation challenge with Phorm that actually kicks off today. I'm not doing anything crazy or restrictive. I'm just going to challenge myself to track every day no matter what and to give 110%, 80% of the time. One thing that I'll do is, it's the weekend. It's okay. I know I'm eating healthy-ish. I know I'm-ish. I know I'm doing this-ish. Okay, but I'm not tracking. So how do I know if I'm staying on track? How do I know how far over my macros I'm going or how under they are? How do I know that if I'm not tracking? So weekends, trips, drinks, treats, whatever, I'm going to track. And here's the challenging part for me and where my mental state comes into my journey, because when I see those negative numbers or I see that I'm not reaching a certain count or I see this, I take that as, oh my God, I'm failing. It doesn't matter if it's the first day out of 12 to 14 days and I have one day I'm going over, my mind instantly goes, oh my God. But you know what? My challenge to myself is to not look at it like that. My challenge is to overcome and not be stressed out about the numbers, but to understand them and learn how to keep myself in a true 80-20 lifestyle. When you really look at things over time, what 80-20 looks like, that looks like girls' trips with your friends. That looks like drinks with your boyfriend. That looks like a girls' night where you have a couple extra glasses of wine. That's what that looks like. It's not 100%. I don't want to live 100% of that life where I'm tracking all the time and I get miserable because I just want a piece of cake. If I'm at a birthday party and there's cake, give me a slice. If there's cake and little like key lime pie shooters like there was on Saturday, guess what? I had a piece of cake and key lime pie because I'm living my life and I'm in that 20% range right now of like, you know what? I'm not eating like an asshole. I didn't have 8 pieces of cake. I had 1. And then 1 little thing. And I was so satisfied. It was so good. I'm so glad I ate it. What challenges are you going to choose to overcome in the next few weeks? Think of a couple of things that maybe you could change, but just pick one. Literally rip them up in a sheet of paper, put them in a hat, move them around, pick up one. Focus on that one. Pick it, make it your biatch. Be like, all right, challenge, I'm up for it. Stick it on your mirror. Stick it up in your kitchen, on your fridge. Stick it up at your desk. And just overcome that every single day. Make it your biatch. You got this, friend. I know you do. All right, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Beyond Broken Hungry. If you're not already, give us a follow on Instagram at Beyond Broken Hungry to keep up with the latest. Till next time.